when I tell you stupid is the Democrat super fucking power. Stupid is literally the fucking Democrat superpower. If you American, where the fuck they gonna ship you to, motherfucker? What country do they have designated for Americans to go when we get deported? Please answer that fucking question, you dumb motherfucker. Y'all some stupid motherfuckers, bro. When I say stupid, I mean the dumbest of the fucking dumb. Where will we get shipped and deported to if we're Americans? Please answer that fucking question.
Let's talk about a wild claim that's floating around.
Breaking news, every single Republican representative in the House, every single one, just voted to start deporting U.S. citizens to the slave labor camps in El Salvador, Rwanda, and Libya.
How much did the DNC pay you to say that line? Seriously, dude? That's not just wrong. That is just straight up manufactured drama. Let's talk about what really happened. So the Democrats tried to introduce an amendment saying that ICE can't deport American citizens, and Republicans voted it down. And of course, then the left ran with their paid influencers to go ahead and freak everybody out with this story.
Not one Republican representative of the House voted no to this bill.
You cannot deport a U.S. citizen. It's already illegal. It has been illegal. Our Constitution protects you from that, and so does federal law. So this amendment was just redundant and political theater. It's kind of like slapping a no arson sticker on a fire extinguisher. But here's the kicker. These are the same Democrats who refused to pass a law banning non-citizens from voting because they said it's already illegal.
MAGA will support this because they are fascists.
So in true Democratic form, when they do it, it's heroic, but when the Republicans call it out, suddenly it's fascism. And I already know what is coming next. We're going to hold up the story about the little girl with cancer who was deported. But let's be real about that situation, okay? The little girl was not deported. Her mother was. And her mother was here illegally. She wasn't removed because she had a sick child. She was removed because she broke the law. And then she made the decision to bring her daughter with her. That is not on Republicans.
Everybody's always blaming me for everything.
That is on the mother. Nobody has voted to deport citizens. Nobody has passed a law sending Americans to slave camps. That part was just pure BS out of your mouth. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments, and make sure you hit that follow button, because on the next video, we're going to go down the rabbit hole of the Trump EO saying that truck drivers have to speak English. This was fun.
Every Republican on the House Judiciary Committee just voted to make it legal for Donald Trump and ICE to deport American citizens.
Wait, what?
And I want you to think about what that means. They just are trying to pass a law to make it legal for Donald Trump to kidnap and deport American citizens.
And this right here is why there is so much divide in our country. The Dems are so anti-Trump, they read a headline and take it as gospel truth. I'm willing to bet this guy didn't listen to the judiciary hearing, but I did, so let's break into it. Those of us who actually care about the facts know that you can go to docs.house.gov and find the information. For anyone that's interested, this is HR 119. This bill is 116 pages long, and not one time does it talk about deporting legal citizens. The only thing legal that it talks about is whether or not if there's a child that's legal and it has a parent that's illegal, what does that deportation situation look like? Or more or less, what can it look like? The vote was to add a subsection on page 85, and that would be 70125. And because I know I'll have Dems say, "Where are the facts?" I printed it for you. And because we know the Dems can't see the facts even when they're staring them in the face, I'll do you one more solid and I'll read it for you. It says, none of the funds made available by this subtitle may be used by U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcements to detain or deport a U.S. citizen. They threw deport in there to be controversial. Everybody knows you can't deport a legal citizen. If I was in the House, I would have voted against it as well, and here's why. I'm no expert on how ICE does their investigations, but I am pro-law enforcement, and I would never sign something that would hinder their ability to do their jobs. I would imagine many times there would be citizens that they need to detain for a period of time to get information about the illegal, and therefore if you were to sign this, it would hinder their ability to actually do that. The fact that the Dems are running on these lies, it doesn't surprise me, but honestly, it's really quite sickening. And they know their followers will just sit and listen to whatever they put out there.
And the fact that every Republican on the House Judiciary Committee voted to pass this to the bigger House means that every Republican is apparently okay with sending American citizens to foreign countries.
Where the fuck they gonna ship you to, motherfucker?
And that, my friends, is what liberal hysteria looks like.
Look, the only thing I've got to say is those who have strong opinions don't always have the right facts. And those who have the facts don't have any room for opinions. It's your boy King Churro. Thank you for watching. Remember that you're loved and remember to be great every day because tomorrow is never promised. Peace out, y'all.
Every day you wake up, you got a decision to make. To go right or left, up or down, right or wrong. At the end of the day, you make the decision. Nobody forces you. So make the right decision. Make moves, set the goal. Stop making excuses, man. And if it look like a duck, walk like a duck, and sound like a duck, it's a duck. Stop guessing. Just do the right thing. You heard? You hear me? I love y'all. Stay positive. Love one another.
All right.
A couple of days ago, Donald Trump signed an executive order. And that executive order states that all truck drivers must be able to speak, read, and sufficiently communicate in the English language in order to drive a truck. For everybody saying he's a racist and this is all about race, let me educate you. Donald Trump was born in 1946. This has been a rule since 1936, 10 years before Trump was even born. In 1936, that was the rule by the ICC, the Interstate Commerce Commission. The FMCSA is the current governing body for the trucking industry. And for the folks who don't know what that stands for, that is the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. This was already a federal law. Here it is right here. All Trump is doing is enforcing the law. This ain't got nothing to do with race. This is a public safety issue. The only thing Donald Trump is doing is forcing every state to enforce a federal law. A lot of y'all get on social media and y'all just speak from a place of emotions. This ain't got nothing to do with race. This has been a federal law. Here it is, one more time. Go Google it.